To my video series, You're Indicted and Facing Prison, Now What? My name is Mark Botstein, and in 2006, I too was indicted and convicted of a felony and wound up losing my medical license. To call this a life-altering event at best is an understatement, as each of you are aware. With work, though, I was able to get my license reinstated in full, and for that I'm grateful. And so the takeaway is that prison is temporary. You need to begin planning before the pre-sentence interview as to what you may be able to do when you get out. My goal in this series is to provide you with the information you'll need to survive and navigate these times, because knowledge and together with preparation will help you build out the confidence you need throughout this process. Since you've heard that the Department of Justice and Feds or FBI have been asking questions, chances are their case against you is mostly complete, as they have a 98% conviction rate. Delaying to take any action to help defend yourself at this point, it really is at your peril. And what you want to do is hire a legal team, but it doesn't, not only do they need to have experience, but they also need to have a proven track record of successfully defending cases like yours. In addition, it needs to be a good fit in order for you to have the best possible outcome. Therefore, the choices you make today are going to influence you tomorrow. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call and consider engaging my service. My name is Mark Botstein. The phone number 240-888-7778. This is your future and your life. So if you already own a business that's still running and unrelated to your charge, there are things that you need to understand. They could hire you as an employee after you get released to halfway house, but I'm jumping the gun. As long as there is no relationship to your charge, you cannot give while you're in prison any advice via over the telephone, over the email system. You cannot run a business from prison. And so before you go into prison, who's ever going to be in charge of making your business run and be successful needs to understand that they cannot call you on the phone, or when you speak to them, they can't ask you what should they do, because you can't deal with you can't deal with finances at all, and you cannot run a business. So your options are limited, but what you can say is tell them, and you tell them this before you go into prison, that you can't run a business. And if you're talking to them on the phone and they forget and they ask you questions, tell them that you cannot run a business from prison. It's just prohibited. So, but if I was home and this is the series of events you're talking about, possibly I would do this or this, but you're not allowed. I'm not allowed to run a business from prison, full stop. I can't give advice or anything. Now, if once that is handled, you could get a letter of support, a character letter from who's ever going to be in charge of the business, and saying that they're willing to hire you at minimum wage or higher than minimum wage, and they'll keep a position open for you the best they can do. If you don't, this character letter is great before you get to the pre-sentence interview, because it's important to have it included in your pre-sentence report that there's a business, that you already have a job planned for yourself when you leave prison. If you don't have it by then, you can have it before you have your sentencing hearing, so that your attorney can provide this information in print to the court through a character letter, as well as a support character letter from your significant other, husband, wife, where you'll be living, saying that, they'll support you, they'll keep you accountable to make sure you don't stray, to the dark side, so to speak, that you'll have car insurance, auto insurance, car insurance, health insurance, there'll be food to eat, that, and they will, work with you, help you to get back on your feet again. Plus, the kids miss you, and it would take a load off responsibility off your significant other. And just to repeat a little bit regarding this business, this is documented at best. When you've included it into your pre-sentence report, then your case manager is going to see it, and your case manager is going to see it. And if it meets with all the specifications where it's not part of your charge, and your the probation officer will know about it, the case manager will know, they then will be able to pass that information on, as long as you're doing constructive things while you're in prison, to the halfway house. Maybe you get in halfway house early. There's a limited bed space in halfway houses, so maybe halfway house lets you go home early. If your business is close to the halfway house, then everything we've talked about up until now will be okay. If it's far away, you may have to find another way to get a job closer to the halfway house, or have someone willing to come and pick you up and take you back on a set schedule that the halfway house determines works for them. Then approximately a year or so before your release date, you can begin compiling your release plan that you've put together while you've been in prison, your character letters that include support letter from home, as well as a support letter from the place where you want to work, and begin reaching out to your probation officer quarterly, every several months, let them know you're coming and this is your plan and has nothing to do with your charge. I hope you found this helpful. To engage my services or have your concerns answered, please give me a call at 240-888-7778. This is my cell phone, and I personally answer and return all calls. You can get additional information through my website at PPRSUS.com. That's P as in Paul, P as in Paul, R as in Robert, S as in Sam, US.com. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen in today, and I hope you have a good day.